This is my number one problem. Women. Black women. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Why are y'all running over there and getting involved in something that ain't got nothing to do with you? It's bullshit.
So any guys watching this that ever been in a relationship and there's some little inconsequential point that your woman wants to debate and argue with you about and go to the ends of the earth about something inconsequential, you're seeing this play out right now.
Welcome back to Ran-DomU. It's go time.
Optimus, maximize!
Welcome back to Random University, where today's video we're featuring Scam Time Daniels, a man who hates black women so much that I don't think he can even stomach the idea of having a second child with his current black wife Rita, which would be unfortunate for him because quite frankly he's pondering a lot of different things, like whether he can stomach the idea that he'll be stuck in prison for another 18 years, which is sad considering if you're a man of the black people, why would you not want to continue the culture or just continue our race in general? Since you're actually one of those people who are married to a black woman, why wouldn't you want to continue us? I guess it's just too big of a deal. Quite frankly, it's because he's selfish as shit. That's one of the main reasons why, but we're going to go ahead and talk about him today because once again, I'm going to start a mini-series called Blame Black Women. And he's going to be the main culprit today because he has a ton of content talking about bashing black women as far as they are to blame for everything. And he's saying that they're to blame for the Bama Brawl. And quite frankly, I really want to hear what he has to say about this. But before we start today's video, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 800 subscribers. We're literally less than 20 clicks away. So hurry up and hit that button below. Help us get there. That's our short-term mini goal. And eventually we would like to get to 1,000 so we can get monetized. I know I sound just as thirsty as a sloppy sorority girl on a Saturday night, but please just help us out. We're almost there. But today's video.
Why are y'all so obsessed with fights and racism? Do we need to break that down? Do we need to go into it?
Because it's hella entertaining.
Oh my God. Is this how we're starting our Monday mornings? I was not expecting to go into the Alabama fight today. Let me see if I can pull up what's happening in Alabama. So it looked like the guy's doing his job. Bunch of drunk white people with no shirts on, looking like a Teletubby. They mad or whatever because the dude is doing his job. All right, cool. I got it. That seems to be the foundation of how this started in the first place. All right, so the white people is clearly wrong. The white people was clearly wrong. And I hate to identify it as white people or black people, but the problem is that you start to see color lines when it... So if this was a white guy that was doing his job and they was pissed because he moved his boat, would y'all would have had the same reaction as what I'm asking?
We're already starting off on the wrong foot. The problem is they didn't move the boat. That's the issue to start with.
And why is so many people advocating for all of the people that's on the sidelines? Why are they advocating for black? Like, why do they instigate the whole situation?
I don't think they were instigating. They just wanted those assholes to move their boat.
That's my question. If it was a white guy that was doing his job and they got pissed because he wind up, the boat, whatever it is, pushed it out the way, moved it out of the way, whatever it is, what people would have had the same reaction to this situation is my question.
I'm frustrated already with this man because he's always talking about in his videos about having the context about situations before you want to comment on it or give your own commentary or advice or whatever. So you don't have context here. You keep asking the question the wrong way. Nobody moved anything. The problem is they won't move it. They think they're entitled to stay where they are, and nobody likes entitled people. It doesn't matter if it's black people, white people, any of the people in that area. They don't like entitled assholes. So they wanted them to move their boat. Help the official out by just doing the simple thing that any good Samaritan would do. Move.
If it was 101, if he'd have just kept it 101, it would have been chill. If they'd have just stayed 101, it would have been 100%. It's a possibility that it wouldn't have went off the rails.
Now, I actually agree with this comment 100%. I actually figured if they just let those two fight to the death, that everything would have been resolved and everybody would have just went along with their day. But, you know, things changed.
If it would have stayed 101, it probably wouldn't have went off the rails. The white guy was wrong. Obviously, he should have been thrown in jail and beat the fuck out of. But if it had stayed 101, it would have been straight. The minute that everybody else jumped in, it went left from there. Because you know black people can't wait. Black people can't wait to be able to jump into it.
That's funny. Because if I remember correctly, it was a white man who jumped in first, not a black guy. So despite all our animalistic, caveman, Neanderthalish type of behavior, we had the restraint to hold ourselves back first. Amazing.
They can't wait to look. Black people is itching for a scrap. See, the one thing about black people that a lot of people don't know is that we already ready for war. We already ready for war. But the worst part about this is that because we killing each other every day. We killing each other every day, and so we already ready for war.
But yet every community of people kills their own people. Just look it up. That is basic in the stats. Everybody kills their own people. You mostly just kill who you're around. So this whole, notion that black people, we just savages who just love killing and violence and just beating up out of people, not real. Now look, I hate to break this harsh reality to everyone, but everyone murders. Not like every individual person, but every race, type of person, gender, sex, whatever, everybody kills. Everybody does. No discrimination.
That's the truth. If it would have stayed 101, which the dude should have never been assaulted in the first place, the black guy should have never been assaulted in the first place, it would have been straight. But then the fact that they all jumped in and they started helping, it went left from there. Wait. Hold on. Here's my number one problem with this whole situation. Not that the dude didn't deserve it. Not that it wasn't up from there. Here's my number one problem. This is my number one problem. Women. Black women. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Why are y'all running over there and getting involved in something that ain't got nothing to do with you?
Now, I really wish this Sly Cooper was trolling, but he isn't. It really means that he doesn't understand why the black women got involved. Like, you're not supposed to go out there and defend your man. You're just supposed to let that be. But I'm going to let him go ahead and get into that.
Black women. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Why y'all gotta get in the middle of it? The men is handling it whenever listen, the men got it. They all got off. They handled that shit. They defended that whatever it was that they stood for and all of that. Why the fuck y'all gotta jump in?
Okay, so this is about ego. This is about pride. This is about that was my kill type of thing. Like, you don't come in and just steal my kill. That's some noobish type of crap that comes on in the video games only. So you're not supposed to come in and actually help chip in when the other women are supposed to be jumping in. So white women are supposed to jump in, no biggie. Black women, y'all stay out of it. So y'all supposed to let them just run around and do whatever they want. But I mean, look, I'm not advocating for any of the violence. But once the violence starts, it's just violence at that point in time. I mean, that's pretty much what took place. Now, everybody knew when to just go ahead and blow the whistle again and say stop, stop, stop whenever the chair came out. But look, the bottom line is both women, white and black, they decided, I want to go out there and defend their man. I can't blame them for that. Either side. Go out there and fight for them. The men got into the crap first. White men started it. Black man tried to defend himself. Black man blows whistle, throws the hat in the air. Then everybody go ahead and Avengers assemble, and then it's ass kicking from there. But I just don't understand where this notion comes from that somehow this is on black women. Like, there's no way you're taking this as the number one takeaway. Your number one takeaway is somehow bigger than the fact that he got jumped on by some college frat dude. Some asshole decided he was going to jump him for no reason. With some sloppy ass tackle out of nowhere. I don't know. And besides, black women were out there getting dubs just like the black dudes. Now, dudes probably won about 80-0.
Flawless victory.
Black women probably won about 35-0.
Flawless victory.
I mean, it was all wins. I don't know if those guys got another shot in after the first initial attack.
Flawless victory.
After that first initial attack, it was nothing but beatdowns and drubbings ever since. Like, every time they threw a punch, I saw somebody just dodging it like it was anime. I mean, they looked like some supreme level, type shit there. I mean, they were on some next level stuff. I mean, they were all tapped in ultra instinct level type of nonsense. Like, nobody could touch them. They were only landing just vicious blows over and over, just taking them out one by one. Actually, it was like 4v1 and 6v1. I mean, the numbers were overwhelming. I mean, quite frankly, none of them should have lost, but when they did get separated, they kicked that ass. And on black women, I mean, they were just mollywhopping them women out there. I mean, it was bad. Like, you can tell there was a clear difference in the level of I can use my hands and fist a lot better than the other sex, or not really sex, but the other race. Just because, like, the black women, they had athletic like movements. The white women, they just looked like some old sorority girls who done partied their last days out, like the burnt out ones at like mid-40s.
That's my only problem with this video. Listen, yeah, dude should have never put his hands on a dude in the first place. I was just doing his job. He got defended and all of that other type of stuff. But why the fuck do y'all always got to jump in the middle of something that y'all ain't supposed to be in? Why? What is wrong with y'all? Well, the white women was fighting, so what? They was getting handled too. What is wrong with y'all?
Yes, they were getting handled by those black women because honestly, I believe those men were trying to uphold some level of integrity by not attacking the white women, which unfortunately Aquaman, he went out there and just, kind of gave that side swipe, like toss to that one white woman at first, but that was it. The rest of the black men didn't touch the white women. It was just black on black women. Ooh, beatdowns. Slaughterfest.
What is wrong with y'all jumping into some? Why y'all gotta be niggas? Somebody time out 10-door Tyson. You not a man. The dudes handled it. They handled it. You not a man. Why the fuck now if you get your teeth knocked the fuck out, ain't nobody gonna give a fuck about you?
Well, Mr. Long Paws, they were the ones that were knocking teeth in. It looked more or less like an episode of Looney Tunes or Tom and Jerry out there.
Their husbands was fighting. Man. Oh, God. Jesus. I don't give a fuck about the white ladies. I don't care about them. You should not be there. You should be on your way to getting the motherfucking authorities or some shit, or going to hide in the car. You do not need to be there. I don't give a fuck about if white women jumped in. Didn't you see the men that was handling all of that shit? Y'all, man, listen. I don't fuck with it. I can't. I can't. Because if I ever see my woman getting into a fight, that's a motherfucking problem. If I ever see my woman get into a fight, if she ever voluntarily jumps her ass into a fight, If she ever voluntarily jumps her ass into a fight, that's gonna be a problem for me.
Well, Rita, it looks like you now have your answer. So the next time an old white man decides they want to check Anton in a coffee shop or something like that, and they want to decide to actually whip his ass the next time, just let it happen.
Hey, can I make my order real quick?
Fucking excellent.
While he's talking.
No, I don't know. I'm going to talk loud now so you can't communicate with these people.
Whenever you're ready.
I'm going to interrupt you. You need to go home and reflect on this video as a young man, because that's all you are as a young man.
If I wasn't rich, I wouldn't even care about what you were saying, bro.
What street?
I'ma drive
from Yorkshire.
I'ma drive my beautiful Porsche home.
My Porsche.
I'm gonna go to my huge home. And we know you broke and we know you drunk.
You know that?
Right?
You know cars don't mean shit. I told you my family.
Go ahead, keep going.
I told you where I'm from and where I live.
What else?
This is what else. Have a great night.
Anything else?
A double.
And this is 4K, ladies and gentlemen.
How about a triple?
You got your feet for the other one?
If this were the 80s, I'd invite you outside, but it's not.
And I'd beat your ass too.
Oh, I don't know, because you're a kung fu. You do kung fu too, don't you? Right. You're not only rich, but you're a kung fu master. What level are you? 10? On video games. That's what level kung fu master you are. Do you think you're fucking somebody?
I'm everything.
Really? I'm everything.
They love me.
I'm everything.
They love me.
I'm everything. They love me. 200,000 people love you? Fuck you.
Anything else?
No, I'm good. You're wasting my time.
You about to go get in your beater?
God, Anton's such an insecure little bitch. Oh, my Porsche. I'm gonna go out there and drive my Porsche, boy. If I was rich. I mean, I thought you were already rich. That's why you're driving this Porsche, right? So once again, all those videos you're talking about cars being repossessed and people spending outside their means, I guess you're going to go ahead and say that you're already adding to it because you're not smart enough to do otherwise. But yet, black culture is trash. But somehow you're still a part of it. I don't know. It's confusing. Dang, man, you weak sauce. And honestly, I don't think you could have whooped that old man then. Nonetheless, back in the 80s, you wouldn't have whooped anybody. That dude would have curb stomped you just like in American History X. It doesn't matter how embarrassing or how ugly the beatdown is. Don't matter if he gets his face beat in just like it was another Looney Tunes episode. Just let it happen. It doesn't matter if he's getting his face beat in like it's a common anime. Just let him bleed out all over the place because quite frankly, he said he's got this. He is the man. No matter if he's 5'2" with his little stubby T-Rex arms and can't stop anybody, just go ahead and let him get his face smashed because he said he's got this. You don't have no place for that. Go in there and call for help and go ahead and, he might just go ahead and die before the people get there. Not wishing that, seriously, not wishing anything to that degree. But just saying, the man obviously doesn't want your help and you need to know your place. So just know, Rita, if he's ever getting injured or beat down, stay out of it. It's just funny for me to hear this coming from a person who probably would have got whooped by at least 60% of the women that were out there face stomping people.
I'm watching y'all dumbasses in the chat. I don't give a fuck about what y'all saying. You know me, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say regardless. I ain't on nobody's side. I don't want to see my wife or my daughter ever jumping into a motherfucking fight where it's a bunch of men over there. What is wrong with y'all? Jesus Christ. Yo, let me make my stance clear on this. I'm gonna be absolutely positively clear. I'm gonna be absolutely positively clear. Before I get into the show, and I'm gonna read the super chats and then we're gonna get it popping. A, if I ever see my girl voluntarily jumping into a fight, or if I ever see my daughter voluntarily jumping into a fight, we got problems. We absolutely got problems. Secondly, y'all are fucking monsters. Y'all are hooligans. For all of you niggas that's over here cheering this shit on, for all of y'all advocating for y'all women and black women to jump into this shit, I hope your motherfucking mama get her teeth knocked out, my nigga.
It's odd that everybody else is the monster, considering that you're the one who's now preaching violence towards everyone.
I hope your mama jump into a motherfucking thing, into a fight, and then they get their teeth knocked out. When we start advocating for women to jump into fights, The fuck is wrong with y'all? Ain't we supposed to protect the ones that we love?
Hello? Did your brain just short or something? Did you just realize how hypocritical that statement was? I guess some of those women might have loved some of those men that were out there, so they fought for them. You fight for those that you love. Did you just realize how stupid that statement was, and that's why your brain's just like, is that what's going on inside? Help us figure it out, man. Like, it truly is amazing how many times in the same sentence he can say something so hypocritical. He does it over and over and over again.
I hate you niggas, man. I do, bro. I genuinely do. I genuinely do. I genuinely hate you niggas for the shit that y'all advocate for. I genuinely hate y'all niggas. What if it was your daughter? You advocating for somebody else's mama to jump into it. What if it was your motherfucking daughter? You can't handle your own without a black woman to come in a fight with you? What's wrong with you soft ass, buttercup ass niggas, man? I hate you niggas, bro. Got your girl crashing the fuck out too? Your mama, somebody else's mama, your girl, your daughter crashing the fuck out because you want to go and get White Becky? Nigga, you can't handle it on your own?
The ego of this man is it's kind of hard to quantify into words. I mean, it is enormous. This is the same guy who literally told Jason Whitlock he appreciated him for having the courage for coming onto his platform.
So let me first by saying that I thank you for having the courage to actually come up here and have this conversation, because most people wouldn't, right? A woman's inherent job is to stand behind.
Golly, this man has such a major inferiority complex. Just a Napoleon complex out the ass. Like, he wants to be respected so bad. I mean, he is just dying of thirst out here.
Fuck is wrong with you niggas?
I just don't get it. Why is this man so emotional? Why is he so bitch made? Why is he so soft? But yet he wants to act like he's tough and act like women are supposed to stand behind him. I don't know why any woman would stand behind this man. Every time he decides he wants to express his opinion, or somebody doesn't want to listen to him, or they don't want to take his advice, he just gets butthurt and just sits there and just, oh my God, poor me. And it's like, dude, just shut the fuck up.
Can't no motherfucking woman protect me, nigga. Stop saying that I should want my woman to jump in. Can't no woman protect me. What's wrong with you niggas?
It's because his audience is fully aware of how shrimpish he is and how minuscule in stature he stands, and the fact that he's actually more built like a Teletubby than the white men he's criticizing. And it's also because everybody knows that he's not tough, and that he more than likely never kicked anybody's ass. And then it more than likely was his ass that got kicked and got curb stomped and got thrown in the dumpster and got swirlies in school and got wedgies thrown up on the flagpole, ass kicked in basketball, dunked on, D's nuts, all the extra things that would happen and go with it. He was the one who got embarrassed in school. He was the one who got told he was too short. He was the one who got told he got a small dick. He was the one who got told all these things that were embarrassing that probably made him cry sometime in 6th to 7th or 8th grade. He was the one who got embarrassed during these moments. That's why he's the one who's lashing out at all these black women now. He's the one who's all pissed off at Six the Goddess because she is a goddess, and that he's this little shrimpy dude that she would never touch in her lifetime, and that upsets him. And the fact that he could never get that in a million years or in any reality, he just can't stand the fact that that is the truth, and that he goes off on black women each and every day. Just look at his station. Just look at his platform. every day is bashing black women. It just reeks of insecurity and self-hate and sadness and harsh rightness. I don't understand it. He's one of the people who's going to go alt-right. He's gone super conservative. But none of this makes any sense. He's just somebody who's out here talking, trying to be this fake internet tough guy. He's not tough. Like we've already said, he's short, he's small, he's nothing. He ain't anybody. I bet you he can't do anything athletic. I bet he can't jump. He don't look like he can run. He can't punch. He's not fluid. None of that is cool. The only thing he can do is talk and bark. He's a little dude that's over there on the side of the basketball court, running his mouth, can't play a lick, and out there and gets dunked on repeatedly every time he gets on the court. He's that guy. Everybody knows it, and that's why some people get so frustrated. But the funny thing is, his subscribers are going up, just like this channel's needs to. So please, once again, like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you're enjoying the content. But more of the content coming now.
Jesus Christ. Am I living in the Twilight Zone? Is it me? Am I that far to fuck off? Am I that traditional? Am I that off? Somebody completely remove Shocky. Somebody completely remove Shocky.
Well, damn, he's blocking everybody in today's episode. I mean, he's just lining them all up. Just go ahead and cutting them all. Just please kick them all out the chat. Ain't nobody got a place here. Everybody's disagreeing on him apparently because he is that far off. It has nothing to do with being traditional. You're not traditional. You're just stupid.
I guess I'm just completely off. I guess I'm just so far off the reservation that I'm just... And then Q jumping right along with him, jumping right off the motherfucking reservation, talking about she's shooting. You gonna shoot somebody? You gonna shoot the wrong person, and you gonna be in fucking jail from fucking manslaughter over a fight. We all can go home. We all can just get into the scrap and do what the fuck we need to do. And you talking about?
Now, wherever he was going with that one, I probably agree with, because anybody who's talking about shooting anybody and doing a fist fight, quite frankly, F you. F you. You're a coward. You can't fight, so you're going to just kill somebody. That's just weak sauce. And I'm sorry, anybody who's talking about killing somebody when clearly everybody's throwing hands, like, oh man, oh God, I'm scared, I'm afraid of my life. I mean, you just sound like those bitch ass cops that want to sit out there and claim, I'm afraid for my life, and then you want to shoot somebody. You're no different. You're a coward.
I'm gonna read the super chats and I'm gonna move forward because I have a feeling that we're gonna address this tonight.
Do you see how arrogant this guy is? And do you believe he actually had the nerve to call somebody else arrogant?
That's disingenuous, bro. Listen,
people speak imprecisely about me all the time.
Because you didn't speak imprecisely. You've been doing this for a long time, and you know exactly what it is that you're doing. And just because you're good with words, and I may be a little bit more of a C student, but just because you're good with words don't mean that we can't see through it. The problem is that you arrogant, right? And you arrogant, and you've never, I'm not sure if people are really honest with you in your circle and helping you to understand that the greatest measure of a man is doing the thing they don't want to do when they don't want to do it. And so when you don't want to apologize, even when you know you clearly was wrong, and using her as the jump off point for your argument and then say, hey, she should be able to deal with it, that's bullshit. You know that's bullshit.
So any guys watching this that ever been in a relationship and there's some little inconsequential point that your woman wants to debate and argue with you about and go to the ends of the earth about something inconsequential, you're seeing this play out right now. And this is what I'm talking about, the female energy with men. We're debating some shit that doesn't mean anything. We're lost in something there's a real problem.
I like how you did that.
The breakdown.
But these contradictions and these hypocritical statements usually are indicative of people who are very selfish individuals, which he is a very selfish individual, which if you just listen to anything that he normally says, you can tell pretty quickly. Like, he is genuinely surprised, like in this interview with Jason Whitlock, which there's other interviews, but I decided to pick this one in particular, where he is genuinely shocked is the fact that Jason Whitlock said that he should have prioritized family over prioritizing selfish desires earlier in his life. He should have went for family as opposed to trying to have a better career.
What your life was like in your 20s, 30s, and 40s. But you say create families. Are you saying that as like against the idea of just going out and having a good time? Because when the way you're describing it, you saying that, yo, I was on my purpose, I was focused on my career, I was focused on becoming successful, popularity, all of that other type of stuff. I know it's going to be a lot of things.
I needed to be doing that in partnership with a wife and kids and leading a family. I was very arrogant and very selfish.
No way. It's impossible. That goes against everything Red Pill and Manosphere has been talking about for the last 4 years. Like everything that is worshipped in the Bible of the Manosphere, whether it's Rollo Tomasi's book or Myron Gaines' book, everything reeks of men need to go out there and get theirs and prioritize them, and that they're the prize, and that they're number one, and that they're the leaders of the household, and that they're the ones who need to go out there and make sure that they get the promising career with the lots of money so they can get all the women and enjoy with the fancy cars and the bling and the Rolexes and everything else that goes with it. Like, that's a man's priority in life. How are you to tell me that I'm really supposed to prioritize family first? How am I supposed to have family and get the stuff that I want? I can't have fun, get watches and necklaces and chains and more chicks if I have to prioritize family. That's blasphemy, isn't it?
In my approach.
But I mean, as long as you didn't have kids out of wedlock, and obviously I don't necessarily agree with the idea of fornicating, but that's not what you said. You telling me that you needed to do that in tandem with raising a family?
Part of this is I knocked up a friend of mine, and she had an abortion without my knowledge. That's part of been my repentance and regrets, and just living a immoral lifestyle.
Yeah,
that I caused her pain and myself. We both did, but I'm the man. And so, I could walk you through a number of just really stupid things I did in retrospect. And I'm telling you, if for someone like me, that much of my career has been dedicated to trying to expose a level of truth, primarily to Black people, that I think will liberate them and put them in a better mindset. And I left out, in my view, the biggest part of that, creating my own family, partnering with a woman and doing it together with me as the leader. That wasn't as high a priority as it should have been if I really, really, really wanted to accomplish the mission that I feel like I've been called to do.
And honestly, I really don't care much for Jason Whitlock and most of his opinions, but he's a little bit up and down times nowadays. But either way, I do respect the fact that he was at least honest in this conversation as far as speaking about that and what he truly thought he should have did early in his life. And I thought what he said was really profound. But unfortunately for the guy he was delivering that message to, he learned nothing and didn't yield much of anything from this conversation. Henceforth, what he posted the other day.
I pulled Rita to the side. We talked about it a little bit at night. We had the conversation as we was driving down here to come and interview my dog, Dr. Eric Mays. Not Dr. Eric Mays. Flint City Councilman Eric Mays. Court of order. Court of order. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order. I said, yo, I think I want to have another kid. I said, I think, I'm not sure. I think I want to have another baby. She says, really? I said, really?
If he presented that to her and her response sounded exactly in the tone that he presented it as, I would like to believe that was a lot of hesitancy on her part, saying, I'm not so sure I want to birth another one of your kids. As Kevin Samuels used to say, I'm not so sure I want to pass your genetics on to the next generation.
I don't know what's on me right now, I don't know why I'm thinking this way. I'm not sure how this is going to work out. I'm not even sure if I would entertain this or I would see it through. But I think I'm like 92% sure I'm thinking about having another baby. Now, I don't know what that looks like. You know, and it's a weird situation. Q like, bruh, it's a weird situation to be in. And let me tell you why it's a weird situation to be in, right? Because my daughter is at an age, you know, she's already got her permit, she's driving, she'll have her full license in less than a few months, 3 or 4 months or something like that. And she's the best ever. I mean, I love it. And it's to the point now where really she's self-sustained, right? She just really got back in town. She's been out of town every single weekend, all summer, almost every single weekend my daughter has been out of town, right? And she's at the point now where it's really just us, you know? And so the way that we've been putting things together and we've been planning things or whatever like that, we've been planning it to where it's like, okay, well, there's pros and cons. And so let me weigh this out publicly because, you know, I live my life like an open book. The pros, let's go with the cons. The cons is that it messes up what it is that I'm putting together, right? Because at 41 years old.
See, I told you he took nothing from the previous conversation that he had a few months back. Because if he could remember it, you could do both. And especially if he's a millionaire like he says he is with his real estate and his multiple businesses and the fact that he's, you know, making millions of dollars, I guess, with YouTube included. I don't see why having a second child would be so crippling. I mean, he's always talking about how people just don't have it figured out in today's society. Like, people are just prioritizing the wrong things. I mean, making 250 bands is easy. I mean, quite frankly, he can do that pretty much overnight is the way he make it seem like on a daily basis. At least that's the rhetoric he sells to the people on his Patreon. So I don't understand why having a second child would be such a harsh decision. Like, I know maybe he's being a little bit facetious here, but quite frankly, it's like, there shouldn't be much to think about. Like, if you want to prioritize family, you want to prioritize black family and black tradition and black things, but quite frankly, he thinks black things are trash. Black culture's trash. So I guess if he adds another child to the mix, he would only be increasing the problem. Because quite frankly, if he's using his genetics, which are black, and he uses Rita's genetics, which are black, he would only be creating a blacker version of himself, which would probably be a future goon, somebody who can't be supported by society. Because, you know, he loves Charleston White, which is his buddy. So, and that's somebody who sometimes used to say that, you know, having black kids means that they're probably going to be dead soon and that you're probably going to be birthing a child you're inevitably going to have to bury at some point in time because they're going to be born with goon in them. And unfortunately, you can't take the goon out of them. And if you don't, unfortunately, they will die savagely in the streets probably. So that's the fate that awaits most of them. So that's what you should be waiting for. And that's a lifestyle that you pretty much should prepare for and be ready for. Yeah. To me personally, it just sounds like he wants to continue to be selfish and be for the streets. I mean, he just wants to go ahead and keep running his game and doing what he's doing out there, and he just wants to be him. Hey, I can't, because as a person who still doesn't have children and doesn't have any meaningful relationships in their life, I mean, quite frankly, I understand that. But these are things I actually want. Like, you want to create family at some point in time, and I think if you're in a position to do so, why not? And especially if you're in a position of power or influence like Anton Daniels is, because he's just such an important figure out here in these YouTube streets that, I mean, why not set the example, Anton? I mean, why not lead the way? Because stars lead the way.
It don't make sense. It just doesn't make sense for me, right? I don't want to be 60 just getting out of prison. And when I say prison, I mean that you have to be, you got to be involved. Every single aspect of my daughter's life, I was involved.
Because I know for a fact Anton could not fathom making that sacrifice a second time. I mean, he has to admire somebody like Phillip Rivers, who has about 40 kids. So the amount of selflessness and also having that many kids, that's probably got to be godlike to Anton.
Every single aspect of my daughter's life, I was involved. I mean, I was there to nurture. I was there to cheer her on. I was there for all of her competitions. I was there to see her cry. I was there to see her first walk. I believe that her first words was "Dad."
But remember, all those activities and engagements that he had to be involved with his daughter that he probably never really wanted to deal with in the first place, black women's fault. And with that amount of dickery, I'm going to go ahead and conclude today's episode of Blaming Black Women Part 1. So once again, if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. We're getting really close to 800 subscribers, so please hit the button below if you want to help us get there. We're less than 20 clicks away, you guys. So once again, it's right there available for you. So once again, I know I'm sounding as thirsty as a homeless man in the Sahara Desert, but please knock it out for us. And I'll be right back with you soon with some more content.